What if tomorrow morning you woke up with the ability to pause time for exactly 1 hour every day? The entire world frozen. Every person a statue. Every security camera stopped. And you, the only thing moving in a world of absolute silence. Sounds like a superpower, right? In 30 days, this ability will destroy civilization more thoroughly than any war, any plague, any disaster in human history. Imagine it's midnight. You're lying in bed, and suddenly you feel it. You know, with absolute certainty, that you can stop time 1 hour. Once per day. You can activate it whenever you want. And when that hour ends, time resumes exactly where it left off. No one will know. No one will remember. The first time you try it, it's curiosity. You think the word pause, and the world stops. The clock freezes. Traffic cuts off like someone pulled a plug. You walk outside. Your neighbor is frozen mid. A bird hangs motionless in the sky. You wave your hand in front of their eyes. Nothing. You spend the hour exploring. Testing limits. TR-ins. Time resumes. Nobody noticed anything. And that's when the thought enters your mind. The thought that enters everyone's mind who gets this power. What could I get away with? Week 1. The news breaks on day 3. A bank in Manhattan reports $2 million vanished from their vault. No forced entry, no disabled alarms, no footage. The money was there during closing. Gone by morning, security footage shows just a single frame jump. Investigators are baffled. How do you steal without leaving evidence? They don't know about the pause, but someone does. Someone discovered they can walk into any building during their frozen hour, take whatever they want, and leave before time resumes. By day 5, 16 similar crimes are reported. The FBI calls it quantum theft objects, seeming to teleport. But theft is just the beginning. On day 7, a woman in Chicago wakes up in a different room. Her clothes are different. Her hair has been brushed, makeup on her face she didn't apply, and she has no memory of any of it, because it happened during someone else's frozen hour. Someone moved her, dressed her, and when time resumed, she was just suddenly there. The reports multiply. People waking up in different locations, objects appearing in their homes, evidence of someone being there but no forced entry. No footage, no witnesses. People start calling them time crimes. Crimes that happen in 0 seconds. Week 2, the panic is setting in. People realize the police can't protect you from someone who can pause time. Your locks can't stop them. Your security system can't detect them. You could be sleeping and wake up to find evidence that someone stood over your bed. Watching, touching, and you'd never know when. Trust is eroding. Fast. Because nobody knows who has the power. It could be anyone, your neighbor. Yo espouse. The person next to you on the subway could pause time, rob you, and resume, and you'd just suddenly notice your wallet was gone. Relationships are fracturing. A husband accuses his wife of moving things. She denies it. Is she lying? Does she have the power? There's no way to know. No way to prove anything. By day 14, divorce rates have spiked by 40%. Not infidelity. Suspicion, the gnawing uncertainty of not knowing if the person you live with has the power. Businesses are collapsing. Employees stealing inventory during frozen hours, and there's no way to catch them. Banks move to cryptocurrency, but even that doesn't help, because someone can walk up to you while you're frozen, copy your passwords from your screen, and drain your account later. Week 3, the crimes are escalating. Murder. Because if you can pause time, you can kill someone and leave no evidence, no witnesses, no forensics. You walk into their home during the frozen hour. They're suspended mid-action. You stab them with their own knife. Place it back in their hand. Resume time. To the world, it looks like suicide. The victim never saw you. Never fought 1 second. They're alive. Next second, dying. With no transition, the first confirmed case happens in Seattle. A prosecutor found dead. Suicide, the initial report says. But the details don't add up, and there's a single frame gap in security footage, 1/24th of a second, unless time was paused. Once investigators understand what they're dealing with, they see the pattern. Dozens of deaths, all with that single frame gap. But how do you investigate a crime that happens in no time? You can't. Murders are going unsolved at a catastrophic rate. The justice system collapses. Defense attorneys argue any crime could have been committed during a time pause by an unknown party. How can you prove their client is guilty? You can't prove the absence of a time pause. Conviction rates plummet. Juries refuse to convict. Justice becomes impossible. Week 4. 1 month in, and society is fragmenting. People are isolating, staying home, avoiding public spaces, because if you're out in the world, you're vulnerable. Someone could pause time, do anything to you, and you'd never know until time resumed. The economy is in free fall. 42% unemployment. Not because there are no jobs, but because people refuse to leave their homes. Supply chains break down. Food shortages begin. Governments attempt solutions. Curfews. Martial law. None of it works. You can't enforce laws in frozen time. Soldiers can be disarmed during a pause. Politicians can be killed during speeches. And then someone discovers they can plant bombs during frozen time. Walk into any building, any crowd, plant explosives. Leave. Resume time. 30 minutes later, the bomb goes off. The first attack hits Tokyo. 300 dead. No suspects. Security footage shows the bomb appear in a single frame. Impossible. Except it happened. More attacks follow. London, Paris, Los Angeles, all the same pattern. Thousands dying, and nobody knows who's doing it. Nations close borders. Cities implement lockdowns. But you can't lock down against someone who can pause time. They can walk past any checkpoint, through any barrier. Day 45. 6 weeks. The death toll from time-pause crimes, 173,000 people. Not from one catastrophe, from thousands of individual crimes. But worse than the deaths is the collapse of trust. Because you can't prove you don't have the power. Your best friend swears they don't have it. How do you know they're telling the truth? There's no test, no way to detect it. Everyone suspects everyone. Families split. Friends become enemies. Communities fragment into isolated individuals, barricaded in their homes, surrounded by cameras that can't protect them from a crime that happens in frozen time. The psychological toll is catastrophic. Everyone is developing time-pause anxiety disorder, a constant fear that you're not experiencing continuous time, that there are gaps, moments when you're frozen and vulnerable. And you'd never know. Month 2. The global population has dropped by 2%, 56 million people dead. From chaos, from the complete breakdown of social order when trust becomes impossible. Some communities try radical transparency, cameras everywhere, tracking devices on everyone. But it doesn't work. Cameras can't record frozen time, so the surveillance provides no security. Just the illusion of it, and then the horrible truth emerges. It's not just one person who has the power, it's millions. Distributed randomly across the population. Anyone could have it. 40 million people with the power means 40 million hours of frozen time every day. The world isn't falling apart because of one It's falling apart because a random percentage of the population has become untouchable, unaccountable. Month 3. 3 months in, and civilization is gone. The structures are still there, but the social contract has evaporated. Money is worthless. Property rights are meaningless. Laws are courts are closed. Prisons are empty. Governance is impossible. Humanity has regressed to small, paranoid tribes fighting over resources. But worse than any historical dark age, because we remember what we lost. Remember trust? Remember cooperation. Some people stop sleeping. Constant be hit, because if you're asleep, you're vulnerable. Others embrace the chaos, use their pause hours to commit atrocities. This is the end state. Existence without meaning. Society without connection. 7 billion people, each one alone in their private hell, surrounded by others they can never trust. So what if you could pause time for 1 hour every day? You'd learn that some powers destroy not through what they let you do, but through what they let everyone wonder if you might do. That uncertainty, the inability to prove innocence, to establish trust, is more corrosive than any weapon. You'd learn that civilization isn't built on laws or governments. It's built on trust, the shared belief that we're all experiencing the same reality. That time flows the same for everyone. Remove that trust, and everything collapses. You'd learn that the most dangerous power isn't the ability to destroy. It's the ability to act without accountability, to move unseen, to be judge, jury, and executioner. In a world that can't see you, can't stop you, can't prove you were there. Maybe we were never meant to have these powers. Some abilities break reality itself, and once reality is broken, there's no putting it back together. Time's up.